We'll delve into an important and often discussed topic: gender identity and sexual orientation. What is sexual orientation? Sexual orientation refers to whom we are romantically and sexually attracted to. It reflects our preferences in choosing a partner and describes whom we feel a romantic or sexual attraction toward and with whom we desire an intimate relationship. In general, sexual orientation can be categorized as follows: heterosexuality, attraction to people of the opposite sex. Homosexuality, attraction to people of the same sex. Bisexuality, attraction to people of both sexes. Pansexuality, attraction to people regardless of their sex or gender identity. Asexuality, lack of sexual attraction toward others. Each person has their unique sexual orientation, which can be complex, multifaceted, and sometimes doesn't fit conventional categories. It's essential to emphasize that sexual orientation is personal and may evolve or change over time. What is gender identity? Gender identity is a person's internal sense of their own gender, which doesn't always align with the biological sex assigned at birth. Unlike sexual orientation, which is about whom we are attracted to, gender identity is about who we feel we are. Common categories of gender identity include cisgender, people whose gender identity aligns with their biological sex. For example, a woman who was born female and identifies as a woman. Transgender, people whose gender identity differs from the biological sex assigned to them at birth. For example, a person born male but who identifies as female. Non-binary, people who don't feel exclusively male or female. They may identify as a blend of both genders or neither. Genderqueer and gender fluid, people whose gender identity can change or encompass multiple gender elements. Gender identity reflects a person's deep sense of self. It is a complex aspect of personality that holds significant meaning for many people and can also evolve over time. Key differences between sexual orientation and gender identity. Sexual orientation answers the question, "Who am I attracted to?" while gender identity answers, "Who am I?" People of any gender identity can have various sexual orientations. For example, a cisgender man can be heterosexual, homosexual, or bisexual, and a transgender woman can have any of these orientations as well. Gender identity is an internal sense of being male, female, both, or neither, whereas sexual orientation is directed toward attraction to others. How are gender identity and sexual orientation formed? Both sexual orientation and gender identity develop under the influence of various factors, and both aspects can be complex and multifaceted. Biological factors. Research indicates that both gender identity and sexual orientation may have genetic, hormonal, and other biological bases. For example, some researchers believe that hormones affecting the brain before birth may play a role in shaping gender identity and sexual orientation. Social and cultural influences. Culture and societal norms also have a significant impact. For instance, in societies where strict gender roles are culturally accepted, individuals may feel pressure to conform to a specific identity. Psychological factors and personal experiences encountered throughout life can shape our understanding of ourselves and our desires. It's interesting that although both aspects may have biological underpinnings, they aren't fixed. People may explore, reevaluate, and redefine their gender identity and sexual orientation throughout life. Why is it important to understand the difference between gender identity and sexual orientation? Understanding the difference between gender identity and sexual orientation is essential for building a healthy society that values individuality and diversity. Many people face prejudice or discrimination due to a lack of understanding of these concepts. Respect. Everyone has the right to their individual identity and orientation, which don't always align with traditional views. This helps everyone feel accepted and understood. Support for inclusivity. Inclusivity in society depends on understanding and accepting different identities and orientations. This is vital to creating a safe environment for everyone, regardless of gender identity or sexual orientation. Reducing stigma. proper understanding of these concepts can help avoid stigmatization and discrimination. This is especially important for young people just beginning to explore their identities. How to support people with different gender identities and sexual orientations. It's important to remember that everyone deserves respect and support. Here are some ways to support people with various gender identities and orientations. Respect personal boundaries. Ask people how they wish to be addressed and use the appropriate pronouns. Educate yourself. Support those who differ from you by learning basic concepts related to gender identity and sexual orientation. Support inclusive spaces. Support organizations that create safe spaces for everyone to be themselves. Support freedom of choice. Remember that everyone has the right to define themselves, and avoid attempting to change or persuade someone if their identity doesn't align with your beliefs. How do you personally define your own gender identity or sexual orientation, and what has influenced your understanding of it? Is it positively perceived in your environment? Share your thoughts in the comments. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe to our channel for more psychology content.